You don't have to have made $1 million to be able to teach a high value skill, and you probably already have a skill that a lot of people would like to learn that you might be, well, taking for granted. Finding and figuring out a niche is something that a lot of people will struggle with online as well as in the brick and mortar business world. For a long time, when I was a hairstylist and a public speaker, I had a direct niche. And so in those years, success really came easy to me. But eventually, I just got tired of doing that. And when I switched careers, it was really the first time in my life that I had the experience of not knowing exactly what I wanted to do and who I wanted to help and how exactly that I wanted to help them. Through life, we all develop high value skills, but it isn't always clear what they are and what they're actually worth. So I read the books, I took the courses, I watched the videos, I spent thousands of dollars and was still not really coming up with the answers that I was looking for. There were many times where I paused progress and thought I might quit altogether to go back to the corporate world, but I know that that's not my true goal. All of that changed Sunday, June 23rd, 2024. That was when I was listening to Alex Hormozi's $100 million leads for a book review while taking notes in the book at the same time. Between pages 29 and 32, Alex shares how, after failing for some time, he created a core offer that changed his life, eventually leading him to millions of dollars in sales. What I read on those pages hit me like a ton of bricks and gave me clarity for the first time in almost 3 years. Following his 7 steps, which I'll share in just a second, I was able to create a client journey that solves the ultimate problem for my specific client. The 7 steps that Alex shares are: 1, figure out the problem you want to solve and who you want to solve it for. For me, the problem I can solve is helping public speakers, coaches, and consultants scale their social media content quickly. Step 2 is to figure out how to solve it. For me, I'll do this using a process that I've developed over the last 7 years of a lot of trial and error. Step 3 is to figure out how to deliver it, which for my client includes a free template, a mini course, a full online course, one-on-one coaching, full service social media management, and full service YouTube content creation. Step 4 is test what to name it. Step 5 is make it easy to consume, which is the reason for having multiple different options for the target client to buy. Step 6, he says, make it darn good. That should be obvious. And step 7 is make it easy for them to tell you what they want more, which means make yourself and your company accessible for people to communicate with. But let's talk a little bit more about discovering a niche, because this question looks simple on the outside, but is super difficult for most people to answer on the inside, and that's why most YouTube channels or content creators don't really make any money. On page 29, Alex shares a script which shows a gym owner how his services helped one gym to bring in $112,000 in new revenue. Since I don't have an experience exactly like that one, I asked myself what outcome I have created for clients and others in the past. And the answer came to me right away. Recently, I've been helping public speakers create scalable content, meaning in a 1 or 2 day content session, we can get up to 6 months of usable content for their social media channels. I'll explain that process in full in another video. Since this is something I've been developing for years, process became easy, so I didn't really see it as valuable. I'd forgotten how hard it was to make that content in the first place, and that most people have no idea how to do this. Worthwhile skills require time and effort. So if your job already requires time and effort, then creating an online presence probably feels like a second job. This was the first time I really saw value in what I'd been doing for my clients. In the beginning, it felt more like I was just doing them a favor. Now I recognize that this is a business because it solves a specific problem. So before I share the script that I created based on Alex's framework, if you're enjoying or learning from this video, please smash the like and subscribe button if you haven't already done that. So here's the script I ended up with, which I'll be running using Facebook and Instagram ads, or Meta as we call it now. Hey coach, consultant, or public speaker, here's how to create 90 days of social media content in just 2 days. Process took 7 years to develop and it works for anyone. I'll teach the entire process to you in this short video. So if social media has become the second job that you never wanted, or you're just inconsistent simply because you don't have time, then follow these steps to make it easy. First, create pre-planning questions. You'll want to find out 3 things about yourself and your brand. Number 1, who you are as a speaker or a coach or consultant. What in your story, education, or experience makes you unique or different? What problem do you solve? And number 3 is, who is your target audience or your client? Then you want to create 2 lists of questions. 1 are the frequently asked questions that you get asked the most. And number 2 is, what should people be asking you that they're not? Next, do a camera interview in a place where you can do the same interview 3 different times, but change the set and your wardrobe each time. This puts you multiple places in one sitting. And last, use this video content to do 2 things. 1, cut up into short form video for your chosen platforms. And then 2, find the best soundbite and create quotes, graphics, and carousels, again, that you can post on your page for a long time. Using your own quotes will reflect your authentic voice. Once you start to do this, you'll find there are a ton of hacks to create multiple months of content in a short creation window. If this still feels like a lot and you'd like help setting this up, then click the link below to book a complimentary strategy call. There are multiple ways that we can help you do this, even on a limited budget. If that sounds good, book a call now. Okay, so that's the script. I modeled it somewhat after an ad that Alex ran in the very beginning. While our offerings and our call to action are different, the bones of the ad are the same, which are hook, retain, reward. I'll also do another video on that. I'm looking forward to shooting this today and finishing the rest of the funnel. And once I do, I'll check in with you on the analytics, and if I had any success with it, hopefully I will. So if you're someone that's been struggling to find your niche, I want to leave you with a thought experiment to help you figure out, well, exactly what I think I figured out. But for you, of course. The thought experiment that I want to leave you with is this. You don't have to have made $1 million to be able to teach a high value skill, and you probably already have a skill that a lot of people would like to learn that you might be, well, taking for granted. If you are struggling to come up with your niche, then sit down as soon as this video ends and write a list of skills that you've acquired over the years of working and in life. This could be anything from cooking to playing an instrument, to learning a language, to typing on a keyboard, to how to write a proper email or good grammar and spelling and all that stuff, or how to use Google Calendar, fixing cars, detailing cars, riding roller coasters, making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Just let your mind run wild. What are things that you've learned that other people might want to learn? Then when you're finished, look back at the list and ask yourself, is there something that other people would want to learn that you would be happy teaching or doing this thing for a living? If the answer is yes, then you have a place to start. Now, it might not be where you end up. I know my journey has changed a lot, but at least get you started and moving in a direction. So if you like this video and you learned something from it, or maybe it inspired you, again, please like and subscribe. I'll be making more videos like this one. I'll see you in the next one.